Viewers, you're watching the Explosive Exclusive with me and Navika Kumar, and yesterday night, the homicide angle's first leads were put out here on Times Now. Today, in a super scoop, we are building on that particular angle because more leads are emerging, and Navika, we are being told that the lens of the CBI are on what they told us was a day of death discrepancy. What exactly is this day of death discrepancy, Navika?
Well, it's a sensational piece of news that we've been able to gather from the CBI, which is investigating this case now for the last 1 month almost. And what we are given to understand is that the phone of Sushant Singh Rajput from 13th of June, 2:30 p.m., which is 2:30 in the afternoon, there has been no message or WhatsApp chat that has a blue tick mark on it, which means that Sushant Singh Rajput was off his phone, wasn't seeing his WhatsApp chats, he wasn't seeing his messages, and that is since 2:30 p.m. on the 13th of June. His body is discovered almost 21 or 22 hours later, or at 1 o'clock on the 14th of June. Now, in the interim period, what happened? Was there a drug overdose? Was there somebody with Sushant Singh Rajput on 13th afternoon onwards? Why was he not looking at his WhatsApp chats? Why are there messages that have been delivered but no blue ticks on it, while messages before that time have blue ticks on it, which clearly shows that before 2:30 he was watching, seeing his messages on WhatsApp chats and responding possibly to those messages. But after 2:30, in fact, the last call that he received was at 2:22 p.m. And that was with it his talent manager. And after that, after 2:30, no WhatsApp chats have been seen by Sushant Singh Rajput.
So he went totally off grid. That's what you're saying. Completely off grid, radio silence.
That is the big story. That is the big angle that the CBI is looking at. And remember, Rahul, the post-mortem report does not have a time of death or even an approximate time of death. The question is now that if Sushant Singh Rajput was not seeing his messages from the 13th afternoon, 2:30 p.m., then how did Siddharth Pithani and Dipesh Sawant give him juice in the morning at 10:30 a.m., went and spoke to him, at night, and Siddharth Pithani in his testimony to us has clearly pointed out that at night he was a little busy, he got up, he came out and said, "Why are you people not sleeping?" And then he went back into his room. Then was Siddharth Pithani lying? That is another testimony that doesn't quite match up. So many questions come up. Today is the 16th, and it is. In fact, today is the 15th, and on 17th is the medical board meeting of the CBI's forensic team, which also has members from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And that's where, the CBI will wait to get a reiteration of what they are suspecting and what they are thinking.
The point that you make about the inner circle being a little wishy-washy, being deliberately, perhaps if one can use the word obfuscatory, even in interviews to you, measures up. Because remember, Navika, when they summoned the keymaker, if you remember, I found it very unusual that the keymaker was not allowed to even test whether the key was working, and they basically asked him to leave.
Which means, and I've been saying this from day one, I've been saying that Siddharth Pithani leaves the keymaker outside before he allows anybody to open the door. Did they know that there was a dead body inside? And they didn't want anybody else to see it. Because this is strange behavior. If you're waiting for somebody to come out, you're not even breaking the door. You are not calling the guard from downstairs. You call in a keymaker. The keymaker opens the door, and then before you open the door to get, probably attend to a man who may have been injured, maybe suffering, maybe unwell. But you don't do that. You go and drop the key maker outside and then come back and open the door. And it is a very, very important piece of information that if Sushant Singh Rajput was not talking, not seeing his messages from 2:30 p.m. on 13th of June, then what were the people at home doing? What was Siddharth Pithani doing? What was the cook doing? What was Dipesh Sawant doing? Did they not try and go and feed him something? The cook would have come up and said, "Saab, aap dinner lenge." You know, they would have knocked on the door. They would have probably discovered something. Nobody did. Is everybody on board with this entire theory?
And remember what the neighbor told us. We'll play out that a little portion of the interview we did with the neighbor. What did the neighbor tell us? The neighbor told us, unusually for Sushant Singh Rajput, the lights were switched off much earlier than usual on June 13 itself in his house.
Yes, she says 10:30 p.m. the lights were switched off, and that was unlike Sushant. Well, what 10:30? I think if he wasn't seeing his messages,
something switched off at 2:22.
Something may have switched off at 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon itself. Now, who came into the house? It's not just the question of who came into the house on the 14th of June morning, but who entered the house on 13th June as well. And that is a question that will have to be got. The testimonies are not saying anything that gives us any indication that any of them were suspecting that something was wrong on the 13th. And I can't imagine that if there was a cook, if there was Siddharth Pithani, Dipesh Sawant, and 5 people in the house, nobody went to check on Sushant Singh Rajput for tea, for something to drink, for dinner that night. Nothing.
Let's look at the inconsistency. Telltale sign 1. Let's look at that. Now, what do we know? Neeraj, the cook, Sushant Singh's cook, said SSR had juice on 14th June morning, but post-mortem noted an empty bladder. That's very strange.
Yeah.
Then you had a telltale sign 2. This is Dipesh Sawant's testimony. What does he say? Alarmed and knocked on the door from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. But if he was so alarmed, he was also texting individuals about an ad deal at 10:51 a.m. Now, if you're so bothered about the condition of somebody you care for, who is in a locked room, viewers, would you be running around trying to contact other individuals
or was
in the middle
this
of this?
A deliberate creation of an alibi?
Okay. Telltale sign 3. SSR switched off lights at 10:30 p.m. on 13 June. Unusually early for Sushant to switch off lights. Let's listen to the neighbor. Let's listen to the neighbor. This is what the neighbor says. Confirm this. Yes.
लाइट जो है 10:30 पौने 11 बजे सब बंद कर दी गई थी। जी। सिर्फ एक किचन की लाइट ऑन थी और कभी भी हमेशा कभी ऐसे उसकी लाइट कभी ऑफ होती नहीं थी। 7 बजे तक जागता था। बट उस दिन जो आप लोग बोल रहे पार्टी थी, कोई पार्टी नहीं हुई, कुछ नहीं हुआ।
तो आपको लग रहा है कि कहीं कुछ लाइट, क्योंकि जनरली ऐसे आप कह रहे हैं नहीं,
जनरली लाइट ऑफ नहीं होती है, सो दिस वाज कंप्लीटली ऑफ।
तो मतलब कहीं
समथिंग समवेयर, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट।
ओके मैम।
Viewers, telltale sign 4. The autopsy report, as Navika just pointed out, mentions no time of death, which is highly, highly unusual, viewers. An autopsy report without a time of death is actually no autopsy report at all. Because a large number of things get resolved in a mysterious death case by back calculating the time of death. How can you even arrive at conclusions about what was in the blood or in the viscera if you don't know the time of death?
Absolutely. And remember, I've spoken to the family, and the family said that they had called up twice and their call wasn't put in.
Yes.
And they said that Sushant was sleeping. Now, the family wasn't able to speak to Sushant, I think, between 13th and 14th. They haven't been able to speak to him. And when they landed in Mumbai on the day of Sushant Singh Rajput's death, mysterious death,
alleged day,
they came to the house, and this is something they said, that it was a little unusual, and we felt a little out of sorts because when we walked into the house, the people in the house, which included the cook, the manager, the Siddharth Pithani, whatever his role was, all of them were there, and they were cooking a meal. as if nothing had happened. Their master, the owner of the house, or rather the owner of the rented house, the man who gave them salaries, had died in mysterious circumstances, had been called a suicide, but these gentlemen were just going about life as usual, cooking in the house when they all know that the family is going to be coming, when they know that, this is not something that happens in terms of the customs. It was business as usual, and the family says they found this extremely strange and a little offensive as well, given the fact that they had lost their family member, and people who were there to look after him were actually going about their business, making their meal and eating.
And the family also said that they took time, it appeared to them that they took time to clean out the locker. SSR's expensive watches and cash went missing.
A 14 lakh rupee watch was missing. Cash was missing, and the family has been saying that there was some cash in the house. Nobody sort of lives in a house without any cash. Nothing was found. Who cleaned it up? Did somebody take time to do that?
And also the key was never returned to the family.
And the key of the bedroom was never returned to the family, to the landlord.
There is obviously something very strange. Let's just open this up before we go into more of the details and the nitty-gritty of this story. Let's just go straight across to some of our reporters. Bhavtosh, we had reported last night that the homicide angle could not be ruled out, even as late as today. Clearly, more and more contradictions are emerging, Bhavtosh.
Yes, Rahul, the fact is, the question before CBI is that was the crime scene dressed up? Was there an attempt by the key players in this case who were present inside the house on the night of 13 June and then on 14th? Did they try to dress up the entire crime scene to show as if Sushant Singh Rajput allegedly committed suicide? The fact is that the entire focus of CBI, right from the day they landed in Mumbai, revolves around Siddharth Pithani, Neeraj, and other close associates of Sushant Singh Rajput who were present in the house. Interestingly, the CFSL team of CBI conducted not one recreation of crime scene, but twice they carried out. This is very strange. It generally doesn't happen. More importantly, the AIIMS team which went to Mumbai, they also went to the same house, and also present at that point of time was Siddharth Pithani and others. They also tried to recreate the crime scene. Doctors at Cooper Hospital have been examined not only by the CBI but also by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences doctors. The fact is that did knowingly or unknowingly the time of death was not mentioned by the doctors at Cooper Hospital. Did the doctors believe what others were saying about the manner in which Sushant's body has been found? More importantly, Siddharth Pithani's statement has not been very consistent, and that's the reason why he has been questioned not once, not twice, but on 15 occasions he has been called in by CBI and he has been examined, and that's the reason why CBI is now waiting for All India Institute of Medical Sciences report so that they can get some clarity about the line of the probe that they should follow, whether they will follow the homicide angle, and it appears so. That would be the line that CBI will be following after the meeting takes place on 17th of September.
Tamal, what's the latest that you're getting on this particular line of investigation?
Well, Rahul, having spoken to several NCB officials, they were saying they were equally baffled with the revelation made by all these people, including Riya Chakraborty, Shouvik Chakraborty, Samuel Miranda, and also you have Dipesh Sawant. Now, all these people had access to Sushant Singh Rajput's house, and they have all given testimony that Sushant Singh Rajput used to consume drugs. They have all given testimony that whatsoever drugs they have procured were all meant for the consumption of Sushant Singh Rajput. Then the big question is, why wasn't there any mention of drugs in the autopsy report? Are all these people lying who have been arrested by NCB? And if they are not lying, what happened with the autopsy report? It's something that NCB too has discussed and deliberated upon with the CBI, because CBI came into the picture much later. They have only started the investigation about a month back, and they have also, without any choice, had to rely a lot on the autopsy report and things which were shared by Mumbai police. Now, Mumbai police did not make any mention of drugs whatsoever in their course of investigation, and thus what you are learning that NCB in the past couple of days, ever since the arrest started happening, they had discussed testimonies, shared testimonies with CBI, essentially to focus on the point that if these people are saying that such drugs were procured for Sushant Singh Rajput, or if such drugs were brought into the house of Sushant Singh Rajput, what really happened on June 14, what happened on June 13, if there had been any consumption of drugs whatsoever, even 72 hours prior to his death, it would be reflecting in the autopsy report. So the AIMS forensic report and the AIMS report as expected to be a conclusive report. All eyes are on that, and CBI, NCB, they are all now looking forward to this report as whether there would be any mention.
So let me get in Mohit Bhatt, who is at the DRDO guest house and has been watching the progress in the investigations by the CBI. Mohit, I want to ask you this specific question. Is the CBI now looking very closely at the homicide angle? No time of death in the autopsy report, the fact that his phone virtually was off the hook, and he had dropped off the grid of his phone from 2:30 p.m. on 13th of June, the discrepancies in the testimonies given by the people at home. Are they looking at the events that happened on the 13th of June prior to 2:30 p.m., which could give them a clue or two on what could have happened to Sushant Singh Rajput?
Well, yes, surely CBI is looking at this particular angle, that if you talk about what exactly happened on 13th of June, Uday Singh Gauri, the cornerstone manager, the talent manager, had conference call with Sushant Singh Rajput and other two big directors from the Bollywood, and that is why Uday Singh Gauri was grilled by the CBI for past 3 days. Now today also, as we speak, Rajat Mewati is inside, and in the afternoon, the bank officials from HDFC, they came over here. Rajat Mewati was the former accountant of Sushant Singh Rajput, and he was fired by Rhea Chakraborty. So ED is also looking at the financial transaction, that whether Rhea Chakraborty had the legitimate access to Sushant Singh Rajput's accounts or not, and what exactly was her say in the expenses that were made by Sushant Singh Rajput's cards. So every angle is being looked into by the CBI. As of now, while we speak, Rajat Mewati is still inside. All the details, all the account details of Rhea Chakraborty are also being scrutinized by the CBI. Yesterday also, he was grilled for more than 10 hours. And the CBI has been saying this 2 days later when the AIMS Viscera report, when the AIMS team visited the Mont Blanc residence of Sushant Singh Rajput, that will come out. That will be something that will be very conclusive, because the family of Sushant Singh Rajput, they have been saying this, that why the time of post-mortem was not mentioned in the report. So all the tests have been done by a 5-member team which came over here on 17th. They will be meeting the forensic team, and they will be jointly having a video conference with the CBI, and then they will be handing over all their report to the CBI.
Hold on, Mohit. There is a big breaking news coming in at this point in time. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, former MLA, has met with the Chief of Narcotics Control Bureau, Mr. Rakesh Asthana, in his office today at around 5:30 p.m. and he has complained for action against Karan Johar and others for organizing a drug party in Mumbai. In fact, Mr. Sirsa had even put out these videos, Rahul, if you'll remember. I think they are from last year, but it's very, very clear that now this entire drug mafia, the Bollywood fight, is out in the open. A complaint against Karan Johar and a party at his house where drugs may have been shared is something that has been shared now. Let me get in Bhavtosh Singh for the latest on this. Bhavtosh, what details do you have on this complaint that has now been filed by Manjinder Singh Sirsa, and what are your sources in the narcotics control? Well, we have Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa joining us on the phone line. Good evening, sir. We understand you've just met with the Narcotics Control Bureau's chief, Mr. Rakesh Asthana, and you've handed over a complaint to him. What is it that you have complained about, Mr. Sirsa?
So this complaint is regarding which complaint I have already given to the Maharashtra police. As you are well aware that Maharashtra police is all plied with these people and especially this industry, and they won't ever investigate this matter. I have been pursuing the Karan Johar's party from last 1 year or 9 months, and especially because the person who was in this drug party, Mr. Shahid Kapoor, who blamed all the Sikh youth across the world as a nashedi, and by saying Udta Punjab, but in fact the reality was it was Udta Bollywood. So I have been complaining that, and I have given a written complaint to the director, to the chief of narcotics control bureau.
Mr. Sirsa, as per the statement that was made by Ms. Jaya Bachchan in Rajya Sabha today, actors were playing roles. It wasn't as if Shahid Kapoor was carrying out, something against youth in Punjab. It was a role that was given to him, and that will be the defense that he'll put as far as your allegations on him calling youth in Punjab as Udta Punjab is concerned.
But my concern is not about that, whether he was playing it or not there. But my concern is that if they are consuming drugs, and it was in fact it was the Udta Bollywood, but they are portraying their story as in a Udta Punjab. And they see, if today somebody is blamed for some reason, I think they should have come out and publicly said that we are ready to dispose before any agency. Why they are hiding? If it is or not drugs in the party, from day one they are hiding this.
You are calling it the entire Bollywood is guilty of this, and Jaya Bachchan has objections to that. She says, why are you painting everybody with the same brush?
No, I never think that everybody is involved in this. I never said this. There are good people and bad people. That there are too in a good Bollywood also. Now you have seen in your news investigations also. I have seen on a Times Now also that you also investigated that yes, the people are involved. I don't say the entire Bollywood is involved in this, but yes, there are people, there are black sheep in Bollywood, and they are the ideals for every Indian. And in fact, they got a different face when it comes to their own and when it comes to the acting in a movie. So we want people to come out in a clean.
Now, Mr. Sirsa, this video that you have referred to, why do you believe that drugs are being consumed in this particular video and that this is some sort of a drug party? How have you reached this conclusion?
Because I have been told by a very close associate of them, and that name I have disclosed to the NCP also.
You have disclosed the name?
Yes, I did.
And would you like to, since it's an official complaint now, would you like to disclose to us who's the name?
I have given a complaint, but I have not mentioned the name in a complaint. Reason being because it is up to the NCP to investigate and to interrogate the person who told me that what they were consuming and
but
what
Mr.
they were
Sirsa, is one of those people who've tipped you off part of this video, or someone close to these individuals?
No, I haven't disclosed in a paper. Reason being because it's a part of investigation, but I've told them the name.
You have not taken any names, Mr. Sirsa, or have you taken a few names?
No. I have given a specific name. The person who told me that yes, they were consuming the drugs over there. Yes, they were consuming the drugs. And you can very much see in the video also that they were consuming the drugs in this video. They were all
Mr. Sirsa, you see, the video, of course, people can infer differently. But I just want to ask you this, because the video is supposed to be at least a year old. Why only now?
No. I think you're on wrong foot.
Okay.
It is not now. I have been following this case from last 9 months.
9 months.
I have written to the Commissioner of Police. Then I have given a reminder, and I have continuously given a reminders, but nobody is listening to me. Now I had prepared a plaint also. I'm going to file this in a 156 in a court also. It is not that I have complained. I think you are in a misconception if you think that I'm taking up this issue from the day I take up this video on my Twitter. I'm taking up this issue on that day itself.
And who did you complain to originally? Who did not act?
The police of Maharashtra. I've complained to the Commissioner of Police. I'll send you the copy. I'll put this on a Twitter.
That's very big. Viewers, that's very big. What Mr. Sirsa is saying, if he has a copy of his original complaint, Mr. Sirsa, if you could just send it to us, because now there is a pattern here. If you remember, the father of Sushant Singh Rajput, through his own son-in-law, Sushant Singh Rajput's brother-in-law, who's a police officer, alerted the Mumbai police,
And
Navika,
still no action was taken.
that there was a drugs ring around Sushant Singh Rajput, but no action was taken. Now you have Manjinder Singh Sirsa, Akali Dal leader, who says that he had also complained to
So, Mr. Sirsa,
the chief of police in Mumbai.
When you have given this complaint to Mr. Rakesh Asthana, the NCB chief, I want to ask you, what is it that he told you? Is this going
No,
to
he
be
said that we will-
converted into an official complaint, and will investigations be clubbed with the already investigations that are being undergoing?
See, that are the technical issues. Neither he discussed with me, but I had a long discussion. But he categorically told me that we will definitely look into this and we will investigate this. And if something is wrong, we'll find it out. It may take time, but we won't let things go out.
Mr. Sirsa, what are the demands that you've made in your petition, sir?
So I've got three things to say. First of all, because my complaint is already pending with the Mumbai Police, Commissioner of Police Mumbai, and they are not interested at all because they are also party to this. Have you ever heard a sitting MLA complaining against anybody, but they are not even calling that person? Maybe I might be wrong, but had Mumbai Police at the first stage ever called for the investigation? No. Repeated reminders have been sent to the Commissioner of Police. Nobody take care of this thing. And now, because I'm forced to do this, because nobody's listening to me, then I have to move the application to the court also. I've made my application, and I'll be filing the 156 under Section 156 /3, which says that court should take a cognizance. If police is not taking, I'm going to file this also. And at the same time, I requested the MCB, the National Narcotic Control Bureau, to investigate this because it's outgoing. It's already, the investigation is already ongoing, and he should also investigate this case also. So I said that three things should be investigated: who are the people who provided drugs to them, who are the people behind this, and thirdly, the most important thing is that because they got all evidence on their mobile phones, they should call them and ask for their mobile phone, and things will be very much clear because either they will destroy the electronics evidence.
But this is very shocking because, Mr. Sirsa, if you alerted the Mumbai Police Commissioner, are we talking about the same commissioner? Are we talking about Paramveer Singh or somebody else?
See, I'm not sure about it. I think Paramveer was very much there, but I'm not sure about his name, so I cannot blame him for the name.
So you wrote a letter. You wrote it sometime last year, you're saying, 9 months ago. Okay, how many letters did you write, sir?
Till date, I've written 4. I've given 3 reminders.
And
And
not once has the Mumbai police contacted you?
No, never. They have contacted me for various other complaints which I have also filed for other cases of sick issues, but never on this issue.
And Mr. Sirsa, I want to ask you, do you think, this will be the general position that is taken. Do you think this is now a political war between yourself, because you are part of the NDA, and the Maharashtra government, which is the Aghadi, where Shiv Sena has broken off from the NDA and joined hands with the 2 other parties? This is what is going to be the routine explanation that will be given.
So, see, it could have been given had I complained first time. So I have to follow, as I said, I am following this case from last 9-10 months. So they cannot blame me for this reason because it is not the first time I've raised this issue, but nobody is listening to me. The only thing is nobody is listening to me because they are all in hand in glove with each other.
No, this is a very, very serious charge that you're making, Mr. Sirsa. So basically you're telling us that, now just let's get the sequence right, because the sequence is very, very important. Viewers, this is a dramatic disclosure coming from Manjinder Singh Sirsa. He has been saying that he has written and intimated the Mumbai police about what he believes is an alleged drug party that took place at Director Karan Johar's home. And no action was taken, no inquiry was made, they didn't even get back to you. Right, Mr. Sirsa? Now, I want you to just jog your memory back. How many letters did you write exactly? Who did you write to? When were the reminders sent? Can you give us a bit of an idea?
So first was my complaint.
Yes.
I had my copy of complaint on the Twitter handle also. I got a complaint copy, the I've mentioned through courier, through speed post also. I had a receipt of speed post. I'll post it right away on my Twitter handle. I got a receipt of speed post also. I got links of my mail also, which I have been continuously following them. And every time I got a mail from Mumbai police regarding some case, I thought, okay, might be there. Now their eyes are open. They have called me for this. Then I see the mail, and that mail is for a different reason. They have contacted me for other cases, but never for this case.
But Mr. Sirsa, in your letter to the NCB chief, you have said complaint against Mr. Karan Johar, Ms. Deepika Padukone, Ms. Malaika Arora, Mr. Arjun Kapoor, Mr. Shahid Kapoor, Mr. Varun Dhawan and Mr. Vicky Kaushal and others for consumption, possession and allowing premise to be used for these offences. You think drugs is being taken a little lightly in Mumbai, given the fact that many people have come forward with the drug usage and possession charges, but no actions ever been taken against the biggies in Bollywood?
That is true. You can make out from the thing that a sitting MLA, after all, a person who is elected by the people, you cannot say that he is not important, but at the same time, nobody is there to listen to him. He is continuously following up this case and saying that at least investigation should be at least... See, even if somebody, a third person and anybody going on a road would have given a complaint, police would have called, आओ भाई, अगले दिन उसको बुला लिया, आओ भाई, तुम लोगों के खिलाफ complaint आई है. You know very well how police works, need not to say. लेकिन एक MLA कहने के बाद भी nobody is listening to him. Reason means because they are in hand in glove. I have earlier also have said, had this case been investigated, you would have never lost Mr. Sushant Singh.
Well, that's a big claim coming in from Manjinder Singh Sirsa, MLA of Delhi. In fact, somebody who is a senior leader of the Akali Dal, raising the question of drugs, and this is not the first time he's raised it. He's tweeted about it before. In fact, almost 9-10 months ago, he put out that video that had gone viral and asked for an investigation, and he says 4 reminders later, still the investigation by Mumbai police has not begun on this case. Stay with me, Mr. Sirsa. Let me get in Shaina NC of the BJP. Shaina NC, isn't this shocking coming from Mumbai police if a complaint by a sitting MLA is not even, the preliminary investigation is not done? In Sushant Singh Rajput's case, in February, the family wrote to the Mumbai Police Commissioner and the DCP and said that there was a possibility of drugs and something that was being administered to him, yet no cognizance was taken. Do you think this is deliberate? Because that's the question people of India will ask.
Absolutely. The whole country is asking why this kind of an angle was not looked into. This is not the first time that a single MLA has written to the Mumbai police. There have been other complaints also. And do understand this nexus of so-called Bollywood drug mafia is not new to Mumbai. It is something that has corrupted our system and our youth, and we wanted this exposed. The Mumbai police thought that the Sushant Singh Rajput was an open and closed case. It was not. From day one, no angle was looked into, not the drug angle, not the ED. And finally, because the CBI, ED and NCD are investigating, we are even talking about this angle. Do understand, mental health issues with psychiatric prescriptions of drugs is completely different. Consumption of marijuana, cocaine and hardcore drugs. Who were the suppliers? How was this procured? Who were the people who were administering these drugs? All of this needs to be looked into very severely, and the Mumbai police obviously has shrugged off its responsibility, and I'm glad that the Home Ministry and the NCB is looking at this, because this is a dramatic disclosure and it must be investigated in totality, because one needs to do away with this menace that is really holding Mumbai to ransom.
But Shaina NC, this entire issue is from July last year, and Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa had tweeted these videos and spoken about them sometime in July last year. If I recall, at that time, it was the Fadnavis government that was in power. Why does government after government forget to investigate into these kind of issues relating to drugs and Bollywood?
Look, Navika, the first complaint came in July. We know that from October onwards, who has been in power, and not that we are, passing the buck. This is about transparency, accountability, yes, but...
Well, at the opportune moment, we've lost the line with China NC, but Kangana Sachdev joining me on this story. Kangana, big story coming in, and Manjinder Singh Sirsa now complaining to the Narcotics Control Bureau chief, asking for investigations, something that he's been following for over a year now, on the purported, alleged video from Karan Johar's residence, where he says there was a drug party on. What are your sources in the Narcotics Control Bureau talking about in this particular case? Is it going to be clubbed with the other case of Bollywood, or is it an independent investigation?
Well, Navika, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, the former the MLA and a member of the Akali Dal, has submitted a letter of complaint to the Narcotics Bureau. And there was a 30 minutes meeting that took place where he has submitted the letter, and he has been assured that some kind of action could take place. They will look into the complaint that he has submitted to the Narcotics Bureau chief, Mr. Astana. But apart from that, he has taken a step to inform the authorities about what has been happening about the usage of drugs in parties, in Bollywood parties. Not only that, I remember on 26th of August 2020 that he had also written to the Honorable Prime Minister's office asking them, with hopes of justice, that the whole country will have access to what is the truth that is taking place in these Bollywood parties. And he had written about the Urta Bollywood condition that has been in the light of social media also, where there was a video that had leaked on 30th of July 2019 in Karan Johar's house, where all the top Bollywood biggies was seen in a situation of consuming and in the situation of having drugs, consumed drugs. So all these letters have been written by Manjinder Singh Sirsa, and he has also now gone forward to the Narcotics Bureau chief, Mr. Astana, making sure that since the Mumbai commissioners and the Mumbai police had not taken his complaint seriously, so now he has gone and filed a complaint with the Narcotics Bureau chief, so that they can look into the matter, and this entire drug mafia that has been running in the Bollywood industry can put a stop to it.
Well, we have our guest joining us this evening, and let's get in Priyanka Tibrewal. Also with us is Swapnil Kothari and Tausif Ahmed. Priyanka Tibrewal, I want to ask you, what would be the reason for the Mumbai police dragging its feet even on this investigation, when sitting MLA last year wrote to them complaining about this particular video? At least a preliminary investigation should have taken place.
Yes, definitely. You see that we are all very astounded with the behavior and the way Mumbai police is carrying on the investigation. And I've been always saying this, that there has been interminable delays by the Mumbai police in handling this matter. They were trying to flitter away the proofs, and which was very evident at the behavior, the way they were behaving in this matter. It was quite evident. Now, what was the concern of the Mumbai police? Why didn't they want that the truth should come out? Why didn't they want to investigate in this issue? Now, that was the questions. I mean, 56 days, 78 days, and no FIR, nothing in a case. And in this matter, in this particular matter, where the video was uploaded by this MLA, and it's almost a year, even then there wasn't any investigation. So what is it? Are they hands and gloves with the people doing this?
Swapnil Kothari, need to ask you these questions, but first we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll ask, what is it that prevents the Mumbai police from investigating the drug mafia and the Bollywood link? That's the question we'll come back to right after this short break. Welcome back. Swapnil Kothari, I want to ask you, is this now deliberate? Can we really ask the question that first, the Mumbai police avoided the SOS given by the family of Sushant Singh Rajput. They buried the complaint given by Manjinder Singh Sirsa. Now, they come out and say, why do you want to blame Bollywood at all? It is an industry that stands with the government, stands in the need of crisis. I want to ask you, is a cleanup that is required, or should we expect our next generations to be wiped out because of this scourge of drugs, which our icons in Bollywood use so freely on camera that it sets a wrong example?
Navika, it's very clear that the Mumbai police does not seem to be interested at all in any of these drug-related issues. It is very clear that there is some sort of a connection that it has, or some sort of a nexus that it has, that seems to gloss over any of those things. Anything that is related to drugs. This particular video, which we are seeing continuously on your show right now since 9 months, and Mr. Sirsa has made about 1 complaint and 3 reminders, and thereafter he has come to Times Now with complete frustration in his head that, maybe if the media takes it up, the police will take it up seriously. Now, that's a very sad case. I think what is happening here is that the police themselves need to be investigated, in my opinion, appropriately, if this is the correct time to do so. And the cleansing has to be happening at that level as well. Because what is happening is that none of these drug parties would be taking place without police complicity or political patronage. Now, who is complicit, who is not, is, for the CBI, since that's the investigating agency here at the moment, for them to determine. And probably even after 156(3) is filed under the Criminal Procedure Code, for the courts to determine as well, and to probably set up an SIT, only then and only then we're going to get cleaned off of this mess, because there'll be
absolutely. And let me get in Mukesh Tyagi, film director. Mukesh Tyagi, I want to ask you, can we deny that there is rampant usage of drugs in Bollywood? Nobody can deny this fact. Who is involved? We are not saying everybody does it, but there is rampant usage. Maybe not just actors, not just stars, but maybe, people who come in different functions also use it. But, everybody knows, and it's the worst kept secret, that Bollywood parties, Bollywood working areas have a lot of drugs going around, and it's freely available. Now, I'm not passing a moral judgment. The fact is, as of today, this is against the law. To say that you're singling out Bollywood, are we actually throwing the baby out with the bathwater? Don't we need to find out who are the people who are spreading this, getting more and more people involved in this drug business and consumption, and find out how this can be controlled till the law exists in the current form?
Navika, I think you are widening up the scope of this debate, and this is extremely important, because most of the people are talking about the narrow scope of investigation within Bollywood. But the narcotic is such a serious menace in this society, and it has got a laxity in terms of administrative enforcement of the act. Also, the act also has many lacunas. There is a concept of absolute liability in most of the countries in the world, like in Singapore, Dubai, and many countries have a death punishment. It is treated as one of the most serious crimes. Now, what has happened is, in Bollywood, of course, Bollywood is full of action, full of exhibitionism. And so anything which is done in Bollywood would get magnified manyfold, because it's discussed, it becomes a part of the social media. But Navika, the drugs menace is across the country. It is confined to different...
Absolutely. We tried to get in touch with Mr. Sanjay Barve, who is the former Mumbai Police Commissioner. Pranesh Roy called him and asked him on why there was no action taken on MLA Manjinder Singh Sirsa's complaint sent to them last year. In fact, he's been following it up for over a year. Let's listen in to what Sanjay Barve, former police commissioner of Mumbai, had to say to Pranesh Roy.
Sir, we were speaking to Akali leader Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, and he said on the drugs controversy which is going on, as you're aware, he said that I had written a letter in July 2019 to the then Mumbai police chief. I believe you were in office then, sir. And he said in my letter I had taken names of several A-listers, including Karan Johar, Shahid Kapoor and others. But no action was taken by the Mumbai police. So I wanted to know from you, which is why I've called you, sir.
ask the current commissioners, because the letters and everything is on record. Nobody carries it home.
No, that I understand, sir. But did you give any? Do you remember giving any specific instructions to your officers then about this case?
I won't be able to discuss these things on phone. No, I do not comment on any of the official matters, and especially after having demitted the office, I do not discuss official things on phone.
But sir, this is in public interest, sir, which is why I thought I should ask you directly. Do you remember this letter from Mr. Sirsa?
You can ask the current man. He can find out from the file and tell you.
No, that we will do, sir. That we will certainly do, Barve sir. But I thought I should ask you upfront because,
I never speak about after having demitted the charge.
But this is nothing political, sir. This is not controversial. I'm only asking you something which is in public interest. You know that this is being discussed in Parliament also. It was raised.
Excellent. So Parliament का आएगा तो देखेंगे ना.
But sir, एक बार कुछ तो बता तो दीजिए. कुछ action आपने? Do you remember taking some action या telling officers कि look into this?
You very well. But I also spent 35 years in public domain.
Shocking casualness.
Laughing
it off. Completely hiding behind a pretext, saying that, oh, it must be on the file. The file is perhaps gathering dust. This police force has not acquitted itself in a manner which seems to suggest that they are out there to break the back of one of the most pernicious threats to the future generations. Pranesh is here with us. Pranesh, not only has Mr. Barve passed the buck, but he has trivialized a very serious complaint involving some very high-profile individuals, pretending that he doesn't remember, and that, we should go and check the records.
And he also went on to say that one doesn't carry all the files home. Now we know that and that is not helping the cause. This is such a public interest story, a story which was exposed on Times Now, was raised in Parliament, which is why we wanted to know the truth from Mr. Sanjay Barve, who was then the Commissioner of Police. But he says, ask the current CP, and the current CP is not coming out clean, and there seems to be a pattern, Rahul and Navita, because you remember the February SOS by Sushant's brother-in-law, even that was ignored, and this was by a high-ranking official also, DCP Daya. So when serious cases, is there an attempt by Mumbai police to bury high-profile cases? Were they under pressure then to bury the case because there were high-profile names such as Karan Johar, Shahid Kapoor, so on and so forth?
Especially when there's a drug link, Navika, and they seem to go cold.
And look at the way he says, Parliament mein aayega to dekhenge.
Yes.
Is it the same attitude, Pranesh, which made them say, देखेंगे, complaint आई है, एक साल ये तो हुआ है, देखेंगे? Is this the bureaucratic response that is the scourge of this country? Because we don't address problems, and in the end, we pay the price as a country. We lose generations to this usage of drugs. Something that is idolized, something that is put out by the biggest icons of glamour world in Bollywood. And that is the question. When Ms. Jaya Bachchan talks about Bollywood being blamed, well, Ms. Bachchan, nobody is blaming the entire Bollywood. But the fact that this exists in Bollywood, and with stars openly known to be consuming drugs, isn't it a wrong message that we send to our children?
At least, Navika, look, no one on the back of a video can make any definitive claims. But if Mr. Sirsa, as he claims, has intimated the police to investigate, they should have done that.
Even if this video is not true, Rahul,
yes,
even
absolutely.
if this video is not true, the fact is the worst kept secret.
Yes.
That it does exist in Bollywood. There are many people who will give you first-hand anecdotes on all of this. I mean, you probably, even kids know about the fact that this happens. A 3-year-old will probably know what's going on. But we've never come out and confronted this problem. We've always been in denial mode. Is being in denial mode going to help the situation, or is it time for a cleanup? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining Rahul and me on explosive exclusive. We'll be back with another exclusive tomorrow, same time, same place.